But, excuse me, what peace process? The peace process where Palestinian protesters light buildings on fire? The peace process where rockets and explosives are hurled over the Israeli border? Or the peace process where protesters set fire to the pipeline that brings gas and oil from Israel to Gaza for the second time in 2 weeks? Are the Palestinians really interested in peace? You tell me. The Palestinians can no longer continuously reject peace officers and rely on terrorism, knowing they will suffer no consequences. The embassy move symbolizes a return to common sense and fairness. That makes peace more, not less likely. If Palestinians weren't so comfortable playing the victim and instead acted rationally, they would welcome this and demand big Israeli concessions in exchange. Trump would likely pressure Israel into granting them. Look, I get it. The Israel-Palestinian conflict is not black and white, but for goodness sakes, don't drink the liberal media Kool-Aid on this one. Hamas, a designated terror organization that rules Gaza, is committed to Israel's destruction. And they have been since before they violently took control there in 2007, 2 years after Israel withdrew its military and civilian presence. Israel and Egypt maintain a security blockade of Gaza. And why? Because Hamas and other Palestinian groups have fired thousands of rockets at Israel and built dozens of attack tunnels under the border. And Hamas, like most Islamic terrorist groups, uses innocent people to carry out their reign of terror, even using children as human shields. What we're seeing in Gaza aren't just normal street demonstrations. They're attacks disguised as mass protests. Organizing days of rage sure doesn't sound like a step toward compromise, and that's too bad. But the Israeli Defense Forces shouldn't be expected to sit back and allow 100,000 plus protesters to threaten security barriers and wreak havoc. That's what happened today when dozens of Palestinians were killed in clashes with Israeli forces. For too long, Arab anger and threats have determined the West's diplomacy. Trump is showing the world he is not afraid. Happy anniversary, Israel. We have your back. Those are my final thoughts from LA. God bless and take care.